Okay, so your first question is you're having a problem finding exercises or workouts that are helping you tone up. So tell me a little bit about why you're struggling with that. Like, have you not been taught on how to work out that tone you up, or have you been doing things that you found out are not helping you? So tell me a little bit about that.
But lately, with, getting older, having like more responsibilities with work, like I graduated law school in between that time, been in between jobs, finally found something stable, and I've been yo-yoing around. It's like I haven't been able to get back to that mindset of like wanting to work out every single day and like, seeing the result that I want to see. And so when I was working out, like, so last year I did get married. So I committed myself to at least like 4 or 5 months of just like strenuously, not strenuously, but like working out so I could like fit into my dresses, feel confident. But then after that, I think like the exhaustion of like the toll of like planning a wedding took it upon me mentally and physically that like I just stopped. And even though I tried to get back to working out, I couldn't. So what I used to do though was I was doing a mix of like cardio and I was doing a mix of weights. So what I would do previously was I would spend like maybe an hour on like a bike and just like do it continuously for an hour, and then I would spend like the next like 30 or 45 minutes or so doing weight. So the main machines that I did was like the tricep machines to like really tone like my underarms. I did the lat pull down so I can get like a stronger like back and also work out my biceps. And then I also did the leg press. And last year, so that was like all throughout, like when like from school until like I graduated. And then when I started working, I was just walking a lot because I work in Manhattan. So I would just walk from like the station to my office, which was always like a 20-25 minute walk. And I think like after that, it was just mainly I was doing like weight trainings. I wasn't doing like cardio as much. So I feel like that my issue has just been like I haven't found like a consistent like routine workout that I can do. And then B, it's like even if I'm doing weights, I don't know if I'm doing them correctly. Like I don't do free weights because of like I wasn't ever really taught like the proper posture or like anything like that. So I just stick to the machines because they're a little easier because it's like everything's already set up for you and you just do what you can handle. But I also don't know, like, am I handling this correctly? Like, what if I'm just building up muscle, but I don't want to look bulky? I want to look more like lean. Am I doing this properly? So I feel like, yes, I've gotten the results that I wanted to before, but now I'm at that point in my life where it's just like, I want to be able to just find the proper workouts for me, get the results that I want. And that also, I am having someone who's like making me accountable for doing that, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
So there are a few things that are red flags here. So number one is you said that you want to tone up, but you don't want to bulk up. And the problem with that is again lack of education. So I'm going to first enlighten you on muscle tone 101, which every woman should know and every man should know, right? Bulking and toning up, to your surprise, are actually the same thing. So from now on, anytime you hear the word bulk, you shouldn't get scared. Okay? So they mean the same thing. So if you want to tone up, you actually have to build muscle. Number two, you're right, because you've never been coached, or I think you might not even have been given a proper diagnosis or an assessment, it sounds like. You probably should not do any weights. The reason for that is anytime you're a beginner, you're basically risking your level of injury higher, reward for toning up or getting gains or getting results in working out lower. So this does not match. It's like saying I'm going to put in $1,000 in the bank, but I'm going to get 1 cent back, but I might lose the entire $1,000. It's really just that. So the key problem is over here. The red flag is that you've never actually been diagnosed or assessed on what you should be doing for your goal and educated on what to do. So that's number one. Okay. The number two thing is we have to identify in what your goal is because it sounds like it's a little all over the place. So let's spend say 2 minutes on identifying what your goal is and what it is that you want to accomplish.
Sure. I guess like to go back to before I answer your question, to go back, right? I think when I said bulk up, it means like like how you just like see on TV, like guys and girls just getting like muscles out of nowhere or looking like super jacked. Like that's not what I want to look like. Like what I just want to like, yes, I understand that I have to build muscle and so in order to get that toned type of look, but I don't want it to be like so pronounced like it is like for a guy or a girl where it looks like they're super jacked or anything. That's not the type of look that I'm looking for. It's like more so what my goal is that I have like I'm happy with how I look, but of course, like I want like my legs and like my arms, like my abs area to be like more toned up and tightened. So
Mhm.
then that way, like I could fit into clothes better and like I'm proud of just how I look. And of course, that will mean getting some weight loss in those areas because, and I know that you can't spot train that, to do weight loss, it's like an overall type of thing. I'm at a pretty healthy weight right now, but like dropping a few pounds and being able to tone up and having those results stay and not just be like temporary is what my goal is, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
no, it makes sense. I mean, every woman wants that. It's what you're telling me is like people ask us all day long, how do I get that? So again, I want to put you at ease, right? And you know how you said that you don't want to be huge and bulky, you want to look like those people that are pronounced in muscle. The thing is, you're an ordinary female, right? You sit behind a desk. You're a lawyer.
Yes, I'm a
Yeah,
lawyer.
you're a lawyer, right? So, and you don't have the kind of testosterone that a man has. So, remember this: no ordinary man or woman, including a man or woman, will build those pronounced muscles that you see in movies or on YouTube channels with those guys showing their veins. It's not going to happen. The thing is, I'll go even as far as saying, even if you wanted that, you would not be able to ever achieve that in your life, right? So that cancels that concern, doesn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
let's go for the second concern you have. The second concern is how do you tone and tighten your upper body, your arms, and your legs? And that's what you need to be educated on. So that will be now covered in assessing what level you're at, where you're at, what your mind does when I give you a certain exercise to do, what your mind does when I give you a certain push up to do, what your brain or your body encompasses and processes when I put you through a strategy session, because that will determine what level you're at, whether you've been given a foundation, whether you're not. And then based on that, we're going to design a workout program that you're going to have to do for your goal, right? Like we've written down here. Now, the only thing is, one of the other things that you said is you want to be able to do this on your own and you want to be able to stick to it and make it sustainable. The reason why, and this is a passionate topic, right? So I'm very passionate about helping people understand what sustainability is and why people don't sustain their workout program and living healthy. And the number one reason for that is because people take on too much too fast. It's chewing on a big bite of a juicy hamburger, for an example, and then going like this. Okay, so that's what it really means, right? And the best way after 21 years of doing assessments and diagnosis sessions, when a beginner or someone that's in a hiatus, the best thing to do is let's do 25 to 30-minute workouts 3 times a week or 4 times a week. Because what that's going to do for you is start building a habit. Now, this habit's going to come in handy when you're not motivated, when it's raining outside, when you're having a shitty day at work, when you have a shitty day in your life. This habit will override everything because it then becomes a habit, much like you waking up at a certain hour of the day. Does that kind of bring you and make sense for your life coaching and your mindset? Because that's the way
Yeah.
you need to go towards. That's the direction you need to go towards. Okay, so far, any questions about the what's needed in your body to figure out what it is you need to do and the life coaching aspect of it?
No, I think like this is all great because I think that's what I'm looking for. It's like, I would work out for like an hour and a half and maybe I was just doing more damage than good. Like, I mean, obviously I got the results that I wanted, but it
Yeah.
didn't stay long term, right? Because I wasn't doing that consistently. So I'd rather learn about like 30 or 40-minute workouts that I could do like 3 or 4 times a week and like be properly educated on that because I've done this before, but then at the same time, like I forget life gets in the way. So I'd rather, just do it consistently and do it right consistently. So I'm getting the results that I want. And it's
Yeah.
helpful to have someone that can educate me on that because I tried to do some workouts on my own and I was sore for like a week that I couldn't even get back to the gym. So I was like, I don't want to do the wrong thing either. Cause then that just hurts me in the long run. It doesn't help me.
Yeah. So the worst. So you nailed on. You touched on a very important point. You worked out for an hour and a half, but then you got too sore and you didn't get to the gym. Now here's the other thing, right? This whole hour and a half of or hour long working out is an old school bodybuilding approach. That's for someone who's actually at a level or wants to get to a level where they want to. Oh, an ordinary woman like you, who's an attorney, sits behind a desk, who just wants to tone, tighten, and increase your metabolism, and he would create longevity and have sustainability in her life and not have a yo-yo lifestyle when it comes to her relationship with working out. There is no way that you're going to be able to do something that's not sustainable. Your past track record has proven it, right? So might as well just be completely honest, put a life coaching hat on and say, what can I do to get me results? And if doing a 30-minute workout or 25-minute workout that gets me results 3 or 4 times a week, and if I can do it for years and years and progress from within it and transform my body from within it, improving my relationship with food and working out within it, then that would be something suitable for me. That's the way to have the conversation.
Mm-hmm. That makes
Yes.
sense.